What's going on, everybody? Welcome to EdgeWorks Studios. I'm your host, Drone Shot FPV, and we'll be doing some sharpening today. I'm testing those out, guys. Let me know what you think, because like I said last time, I just said welcome to the drone show, and I don't know if I just need to keep a tagline or just jump right into it, but I'm just playing around, so have fun with me, right? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to test, as you probably saw from the title, as long as I didn't forget to update the title after uploading, which has happened once again for me. I'm going to do the Rehoo 10,000 grit. Don't know if that's 10 grit or not. 10 grit, 10K grit or not. There's no way to tell, really. Based on the way that it test cut for me the other day, which was literally 2 swipes. That's all I got to do on it. I don't think that that's 10K. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to play with it. We're going to use this Funayuki that I got the other day from Amazon. They also call it the Boeki, or Boeki, whatever you call it. It was 30 bucks, you know, so nice and cheap, but it is a Shirogami steel. Whether it's 1 or 2, I couldn't tell you. It is hard. That I do know. Just a reminder that our giveaway is next Wednesday, so 1 week from today. We're going to give away an all-stone Fukami, going to give away an inexpensive chef knife, and we're very, very close to 1,000, guys. 1,000. So we're going to give away a carbon steel Japanese knife, some whetstones, probably some natural stones, various things for the celebration of hitting 1,000 subscribers. And I couldn't do it without you guys. So remember, to enter, the only thing you have to do is be a subscriber of this channel and comment on the videos within the 2-week span of whenever I announce the giveaways. That's how I choose who to pick for the drawings. So anyway, that's it. It costs you nothing. I wanted to show you guys something here. I've been meaning to show you this last couple times, but I keep forgetting because I get distracted or I leave town or whatever. I'm not a big fan of Dow Strong, right? They've got a pretty bad reputation for just, number one, those stupid chunky chef knives that are just ignorant. They look cool, but they're really not functional. I mean, they will cut, but as far as efficiently functional, no. But anyway, but something that they do have that I got and wanted to check out because I'm running out of spaces to hang my knives is this beautifully boxed magnetic knife block, right? So I've got a couple already that I got that were cheap on Amazon. They were like 30, 25, 30 bucks, something like that. Excellent, excellent. The way that they worked was you had a piece of wood that slid from the back, like so it would mount the piece of wood to the wall and this would slide over it, for example. Excellent. But they quit making them that way. They changed them up. Then you had to do little drills, you know, like position the screws on the wall, put it on there, and then slide it down. Like, I don't have a problem doing that, but I hate doing that. Then I found this. This works with a piece of a metal. So it's kind of a similar concept, except for it's magnetic. I'm not going to put it on there, but you mount this to your wall. And then, as you'll see, it's recessed, right? So that thing's in there tight. But you can see it kind of goes all the way in. I'm not doing it. I got my hands down here so I don't have to try and pry this stupid thing out of here because this, like I said, this thing is strong. Anyway, but it is a really strong magnet for the knives as well. It's pricey. It was like 99 bucks, but you can get them on sale. I've seen them on sale a few different times for like 60 bucks. It's worth checking out, but they have a all stainless steel one. This one's like walnut with aluminum end caps or whatever. It's nice and thick, giant magnet in there. Anyway, wanted to show you guys that. Once I get it mounted, I'll take a picture of it and my other knives that I have, and we'll go through that. So I know you guys wanted to see some knives and stuff. A quick update too. I got some new stones. So I showed you the Uchigamori. I got this little guy, which is it's a Nakayama. It's called a large Nagara. This is the small Nagara. Super inexpensive. These are like 12 bucks. Anyway, I'm going to try and use this on like a pocket knife or a straight razor just to see how that one does. That I'm just going to use as a Nagara stone for building the slurry, just to kind of play with. Just some fun things. I don't know if I ever showed you guys my Belgian blue either. So cauticles, right? You got your cauticles and stuff. You got your Belgian blue, which is this guy. I think I showed this once, but anyway, I love this thing. It's a rougher kind of stone. It's still not like it's 200 grit or something. But that thing will eat. So if you guys never used a Belgian blue, it's a really nice stone. I would consider it medium fine. But if you ever get a chance to get one of those, they're stupid cheap as far as when you try to find cauticles. Cauticles are crazy expensive. Belgian blues are rather inexpensive. I don't understand. They're a great stone. Anyway, enough of that stuff. Wanted to show you guys that. And I did show you my Uchigamori. I got this too. You know my love for king stones. I got a King Deluxe 6,000 grit. It was on sale on Amazon from Amazon Japan the other day. And it didn't last long. I don't know if I caught it like in a fluke. $12 shipped from Japan. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to the video here. This is the Rehoo 10,000 and this is the Funayuki. It's a good knife. I need to thin it some more. I did a very small amount of thinning just behind the edge a little bit, but I am going to thin, a little bit more. It doesn't need to be super thin in my opinion, not for what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to thin it just enough though, so it's a super glider kind of thing, but it also retains a good edge. So as we saw with the 1000 Rehoo, the green one, it didn't really do much in the way of eating material. It did do some, but it was mostly interested in polishing things. So I'm going to give this a shot. We'll listen to it and see what it does. And then we'll just kind of see what the edge ends up like. So I haven't touched this since we sharpened it with the low grit stone the other day. Aside of trying to thin some things just a little bit. So we'll see where we pick up from that time. See if it cuts any better into the paper. Maybe a paper towel and stuff. And we'll just see. So let's listen to it first and go from there. Keeps catching on something. It feels bumpy. I'm gonna flip it real quick. I don't know if it's an imperfection or what, but I'm gonna flip it over and see if I feel the same thing. If I do, maybe we'll lap it real quick with something. I think it's just that side. These are pouring stones, if you remember. Oh, that's better, yeah. And they've got some like, it's kind of like holes, you know. They're not really anything that's going to affect sharpening. But they do exist and they can cause some issues, I think. That stuff's making noise. We're going to find it. Oh my God, guys. Yeah, that's all that stuff up there. So at least we know it's because of my plethora of things that I stack up here. It's making a little shake. No, I'm making all kinds of noise now. How about that? All right. I was driving myself nuts, and I drove myself even more nuts. I don't know. That's not so bad. So as you can hear, I mean, super quiet, but this thing is really draggy. So you've heard me say that before about other stones. When I say really draggy while I'm talking, I'm going to move some of this stuff around. It really wants to bite into the knife. So I feel the knife kind of dragging, kind of like with a strop. You know, we've talked before about, my God, about strops that feel like they catch. Magenta Industries, I've used that as an example before. I've shown you guys how whenever you get your angle right on the strop, it slows and drags the knife down. It's the same concept, same thing. So, oh boy, I apparently have terrible grip today. I do have that with my neck injury, but I think this is just me being clumsy right now. So this has that feeling that it drags, and it has kind of a resistance. That's a good way to say it. So it's got a good resistance to it. It's obviously cutting. You can see the metal in the actual, or on the actual stone surface there. So far, this 10,000 grit is 100% cutting, way better than the 1,000 grit, which is why, again, I don't rely on the grit ratings to tell me any kind of story, especially about these stones like this, because I don't know really what's true about them and what isn't. Everything that they do is a number, because it's a numbers game. They know that most American buyers, not just Americans either, I mean, people from all over the world do the same thing, but they know that you buy based on numbers. So if you see, I found out what that's clanging back there. So if you see 10,000 grit and you're not very knowledgeable about these things, but you're kind of getting started and know a little bit, you're going to think, oh, 10,000, man, that's going to polish or make my knife really sharp. I need that. And I know that because I thought the same things years ago. So that's kind of a feed on that kind of thing, is why I think that's what that is. So if I had to guess, let me do some more passes and I'll tell you what I think this stone is based on the feel and everything's fired. Based on this feel though, I would probably put this closer to 1,000. Hey, it's all gone. Yeah, I mean, maybe I could be a little more generous and move up higher and say 2,000 grit. I don't know. But I mean, this thing is really cutting. I mean, there's a burr. It's not a significant burr, so it's not like it's, 800 grit or something. But there is a substantial burr for what's considered to be low or high grit. So I don't know. I'm gonna look in it at the angle or the edge here with my microscope, a little Carson microscope here. So right away, just looking at that scratch pattern that's already on there, yeah, it's anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000. I'm gonna call it right now. Definitely not 10,000. I mean, it's even dragging my fingers, so there's clearly a decent amount of abrasive in this particular one. Supposedly, and I don't know, but supposedly the other ones, even the 1,000s, the 5,000s, etc., if you got a good batch, that they were fairly decent to work with. It was kind of like some of the other things that we talked about before, where you don't work on it based on the number that you see stamped on the side or that is claimed from your purchase. You use it based on whether it's coarse, medium, or fine. So as long as you do that, you'll be fine. And that's kind of how I would look at this, because there's no way that's 10,000 grit. It is finer than some silly coarse stone, but yeah, it's definitely not going to be your super finishing stone. It's even kind of dulled that from the 1,000 a little bit, so it was a lot more shiny. Kind of, well, it may have polished it up a little bit more. This side though, I don't know about this side. So maybe it polished it some, or maybe I'm just like seeing things, I don't know. But there's no way that's 10,000. And I didn't expect it to be. It's kind of like those ones that you see on AliExpress that say 100,000 grit. It's like, come on, guys. Let's be real here. $100,000 grit for only $26. Free shipping. But wait, there's more. Hopefully you guys have had a good week so far. Mine's been pretty good. Like I said, I was preparing for Mom to come home, so that's still on track, so that's good news. So yeah, it's gonna be a good week. As long as I can get my microphone to stop jumping around and I can stop all those rogue sounds from making my nerves go tick, tick, tick. I'll say this, for whatever the grit is on this one, I like this one. The feel, the feedback is, like I said, you know, you got the dragginess, lets you know you're cutting. The feedback let me know in one spot there where I'd kind of just tweaked my angle a little bit and I kind of started to cut into the stone. So that kind of gave me a heads up of what I was doing and where I was headed with it. This side anyway, the other side was kind of had that lumpy thing I was talking about, which again, maybe it needed flattened or something. But I mean, this side is smooth, and like I said too, the way that it's cutting, it's no slouch. We're definitely grinding metal here, and on that green one, the supposed 1,000 grit, I don't think that I could have ground on it for an hour and cut that much metal. I mean, it was definitely cutting some, right? But it was more polishing things. And I checked, as of this recording, Rehoo still does not have anything listed on either their Amazon store or their AliExpress store. Like nothing. There are a few, and again, not straight from Rehoo, but from, I guess, people that sell Rehoo items. There's a few like ALOX or SIC stones. So maybe they just said, forget it. Maybe the tariffs have done something when they can't afford to ship things anymore. I don't know. Also, what I'm doing too, while you guys are watching this, I will be editing the Rookson Pro video for the 1x6 stones, as well as some videos to do with the final FSK videos for the FSKs that I have on hand. And those will be going up. I'll probably spread them out over a couple of days, just so that you know, but I did tell you I was working on those, and I was not joking, but I am working on them as you're watching this. I can be in two places at once. Abracadabra. Let's do some deburring strokes. I mentioned in the last video too that whenever I'd kind of double check this knife after the video ended, that this knife had some bends, for lack of a better way to put it, and it did. It was not 100% straight, which that can kind of jack with some of these kinds of things that you're doing, you know, with deburring. If you don't have a straight line to run against it, and you know, maybe it kind of has a bow or a bridge, well, you're not going to deburr properly. You're not going to sharpen 100% properly. So it's always good to check. So if you ever notice that your lines too are kind of shifting, you know, on your bevel line, if you see it like in one spot, it's wider than in the other spot, but you're doing the exact same angle, at least you think that you are. Most of the time it'll be because you have an uneven knife, and it's going to have like a bend or uneven area somewhere. I learned that the hard way. It'll look, I'll show you. Over time I'll fix this. I'm not worried about going crazy after it. But it'll look kind of, let me see if this looks the same over here. Now you can see how this spot here kind of dips down further, and then back behind it goes up a little higher. It looks kind of wavy. That's one way that you can tell that your knife is bent. It's not 100% guarantee every time, but that is a way to tell. Checking my feel for the burr here. I do believe that we might could use a couple more strokes here. Just a couple more stropping strokes. Super gentle, super light. I did that the other day, what I'm doing right now. It's not a orthodox method. It's just something that I've done in the past that gets me where I'm going, kind of thing. So just, you don't have to mimic that if anyone tries to learn by watching my movements. It may not work for you. It works for me sometimes. So it's more of a lazy thing for me. I don't want to switch hands, you know, that kind of thing. All right. So without stropping, let's just test it first here. Let's see what we got. So we need to strop. There's no doubt about it. No about a doubt it. It was catching. That's fine. I figured. So that's the Boscher, whatever you call it, strop. Got the red compound, which is supposedly 2000 grit, on a standard moo cow leather strizip. Man, I can't wait to catch some Z's. At my school where I work, we're currently now heading into the summer session, but we get several weeks to kind of just prepare, you know, for the incoming summer students and just catch a break, right? You know, you go through the regular school year. Anyway, I'm gonna take this time to catch me a nap at work. Get caught up on some sleep. Don't do that, kids. Don't do that. You want to keep your jobs. Just do a couple quick runs over here on the 12,000 grit side. I don't believe that for a minute. I do believe it has grit though, because I've seen it, I felt it. I couldn't tell you it's 12,000. There might be a particle or two that's 12,000 grit, but I don't ever believe numbers I'm told anymore. I shouldn't say that. There are some companies that I do believe the numbers they say. I believe Shapton. I believe Altstone. I believe Suhiro, which Altstones are made by Suhiro, right? Actually, Altstones are true to grit. Anyway, so I believe that stuff. I don't believe some of those kinds of things with the stropping compound. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys believe that stuff? All right, try it again. Same paper. Man, if you guys remember the way that this thing cut, you heard it a second ago, but that's because it needed a strop. But the way this thing cut on the video that it was in with the other one, that is a massive difference. Massive. Like, it's super quiet. I'm just barely pushing through that. Let's do a push cut. There's a tear. That's on me. We must have some more little burrs. But if I get rid of those burrs back there's the burrs and the bees. Oh yeah, that's on me. That's fine. You know, it's that 10,000 grit jump gets you every time. I'm not done with this thing either. I mean, I have plans. So yeah, let's grab the papper tool. Let's check it. I'll cut it over here like I always do, then I'll bring it and try it hanging. Oh boy. Well, I mean, that's promising. So, she's sharp. So here we go. Oopsie. Yeah, baby. She's cutting. That was not good at all. That's not good either. Well, you saw it did it a second ago, though. Yeah, it's just tearing. It did it. I mean, it's not perfect. I didn't say it would be, but from what this thing was last time, that's a huge improvement. And I gotta say, that Rehoo stone, man, I would buy that one. Ooh, snap. I would buy that one if it was guaranteed that I got that every time. I think that's the issue, right? Is what are you guaranteed? There isn't any quality control as far as I can tell, because they're all over the place. People have all kinds of reports for those things. So it doesn't matter anyway. You can't find them. Maybe you can find them on the secondhand market. Don't know. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm editing those other ones, which I know some of you wanted to see. I'm doing various tests. There will be multiple videos on the rooks and stones, these guys, right, Sean? So I'm doing them versus the DMD. I'm doing them on large size like chef knives or knives like I just did, right? As well as pocket knives, various steels, 3V, 20CV, you know, the M390MK, which is the essentially 20CV variant M390, right? That Microtech tweaked. Different ZDP, right? Different things, just to try them out, see what we can do. Just see how they perform in the Zarlik, how they perform standing still in your hand, whatever. So all kinds of stuff I'm going to do with them. So that's not going to be all in one video because that'd be stupid long. So, but just be looking forward to that if you guys are interested. I got a Shiro Suita, I believe is what it's called, stone coming. It's one of those white, beautiful Japanese natural stones. I cannot wait to get it and show it to you guys. It is one of my absolute grails, mostly because of how it looks. It does a good job polishing and stuff, but yeah, its looks are absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to show that to you. But until then, we're going to see you guys this weekend. Remember to just be a subscriber to the channel. Cost you nothing. Leave a comment. That enters you in a whetstone and knife giveaway. We're almost at 1,000. That's going to be a whole separate giveaway. There's going to be a whole lot of things I'm going to give away for that. So be sure you stay tuned in because we're getting close, y'all. I think we're at 975 as of the time I recorded this. So we're only 25 away. So 25 subscribers away from a big, big giveaway. So I couldn't do it without you guys. So I appreciate your support so much. You guys mean the world to me. I'll see you this weekend. Peace.